BYB Bare Knuckle returns home to South Florida for another monster card on December 6th. For BYB 34, Brawl in the Pines 4. BYB heavyweight champion Gustavo Trujillo looks to make it 7-0 when he faces off against the reigning BKB heavyweight champion Richie Leak in a BYB Police Gazette Diamond Belt unification match. Cub Hawkins defends his BYB Cruiserweight Police Gazette belt when he faces off against #1 contender Zion Tomlinson. Jaime Driver and Sonja Dreiling look to finally settle the score, while local stars Robert Durant Jr., Jean-Pierre Ramirez, Jared Grant looks to shine, and the monster Unieski Gonzalez makes his bare knuckle debut. Visit BYBExtreme.com for tickets and information.
Welcome to the Original Fighter's Voice. I'm your host, Don Mcguire. I'm being joined today by my mutual partner, Mr. Steven Rockman from the Fighting News. How you doing, brother?
What's going on?
Someone's got me on speaker. Is that you, Jamie?
I mean, you're just through my phone.
All right.
Do you need to have AirPods in, or?
It's gone away for right now. We're good for right now.
Okay.
First and foremost, I want to welcome the one and only, the Red Queen, Jaime Driver. How you doing, homie?
Hey, guys. How you guys doing? I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking.
You know, I would be mad at anybody else for stiffing me 3 days in a row. I'm giving you a bad
First off, I didn't stiff you 3 days in a row. It was one day. We got it today. Move on. I don't want to anymore.
I'm going to give you all the crap I want. You know what? This opportunity is huge. You know, when I looked at this card when they first initially matched it, I was like, you know what? This is going to be one of the best opportunities, but one of the best fights that you've ever been, given in BYB. When you sit back, Jamie, and you think about what's about to happen on December 6th in Pembroke Pines, what does it mean to you? Because I know you've come up through the amateurs, you've come up through other aspects, you've fought multiple genres, and now you found your calling. What does it mean to you, first, to find your calling? What does it mean, secondly, to get a world title shot against Sonja Dreiling?
To finally find where I am at home the most and feel the most comfortable in a combat sport out of every single one of them that I tried. It's kind of hard to put into words, but it's actually comforting, and also it's finally puts me in a state of peace, and I feel very seen where I'm at now. I finally have found the sport that I am most myself and the most where I can be free, and that's one of the most amazing things in the world that I can say, is that I'm free to be who I truly am, and that's a bare knuckle fighter. So this is, just being a part of bare knuckle boxing in itself is really enough in itself for me as an athlete. But as any athlete that is competitive like myself, going for a title, being a champion is always #1 on our minds, and that's been on my mind ever since I came to BYB. As you guys know, I came up short the first time I went for a title, but I'm grateful for that because I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't mentally, physically, or spiritually ready. And now I've been given the time to work and have a better IQ, become a better athlete and person. And it's just all I'm very more well-rounded as an athlete. And now is my time to step up and shine. And I really can't wait to do it.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it in your aura and your attitude. But, I'm so inclined because I've had you on my show before, and I hope you don't mind, but how did it feel to truly find yourself? Because I was watching on Steve's show yesterday on the Fighting News, and I listened to some of your words, and it's like when a person finally grows up, a person finally reaches maturity. Would you say that this is that point in your career in this sport?
This is one of the points, I should say. I think it's the point where I've reached the most maturity as a person. But I know I'm only going to grow and get better, as time goes on. But this is definitely one of those moments that I feel like growing up, as a person, I was always trying to find myself and find who I was. And within sports that helped, but I never, like, I could fully settle into my own skin. And now at 34, finding bare knuckle and really, as we've talked about, finding God and really walking this path and walking in the light, I finally have come into who I'm supposed to be. And I've hit that timeline, and it's like a timeline shift, and it's really cool to see it and be a part of. So it's awesome, and I'm glad you can see it.
I like it because, yeah, I remember that one show we did when you first started walking with the Lord. That's cool. I mean, because let's face it, the last 5 years have been really dark. So a lot of people that did find the right path, it was tremendous for them, but it hasn't stopped for you. The path is continuing for you. I know you fought Sonja Dreiling before, and I'm transparent, so I'll say it here like I did before the show. What part of Jaime Driver has changed that you know in your heart that this will not go to the judges, my friend? Because you become vicious lately.
Everything has changed. Everything from my mindset to my diet to my sleep schedule, training, my recovery regimen. Everything has changed from the first fight with Sonja. I mean, from the first fight of my bare knuckle career to now, everything has done a complete 180. And it had to be done in order for me to be this confident and knowing that the fight isn't even it's gonna be a totally different fight. And I'm just excited for everybody to see.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Before I hand it to Steve, I'm going to get through some of these comments because there's already a lot of them stacking up, and I don't want to forget anybody. My brother Jonathan from Tennessee says, "Let's go." My brother John J. Lance from Michigan says, "What's up, brother? What's up, homie? Happy Thanksgiving." My brother from Drayton Valley, Canada, not Drayton, Alberta, somewhere like that. He says, "Hello, Don, Jamie, and Steven." Another BYB fighter, Ward Lavelle Kendall, says, "Jaime Driver."
Ward.
Where's that?
Another one of my brothers from Canada, Gordy Simpson, says, "Time in, G. Salute, hurrah." And then, hey, bro, she didn't school me. We have that kind of that attitude towards each other. She's my homie. I understand. See, people don't understand, and I do get pissed off about it, but I have to understand myself that fighters' schedules change on a dime. I was supposed to interview Cub Hawkins yesterday. He left the gym, went to start his car, wouldn't start. They tried to jump him, it didn't jump. He had to call a tow truck. You can't expect a fighter to do a show in that situation. So if I give her a bad time, it's kind of meant, but it's all in good fun, and she knows it. So
Yeah.
she
No.
didn't school me, bro.
Because I mean, if I did it like multiple times, I'm definitely a jerk for that. Hey, life gets in the way, and as you know, I'm very appreciative of you moving your schedule around for me. So it's greatly appreciated.
And it's Thanksgiving too, so we all have to take that into consideration too. But I'm gonna word this surreal. My brother Nofel Valtudo says ticket time, and then John J. Lance, my brother who was with me at Nationals, he says happy Thanksgiving to y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving, John.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Steve, are you as excited for the fight as me?
Wow. So I'm very excited for Jaime to have her another shot at getting this belt because it's long overdue, and she works her ass off at the gym to make sure that she gets it.
Literally, yes. I've put a lot of work into this. I've been ever since I got the call. I think about 7-8 weeks ago. It dropped on a dime. I've been in camp ever since. Every waking moment, I've thought about my hand being raised, and ever since I got the phone call, it was a title fight. All I envision is that belt wrapped around me, and I've given it everything I got this camp. So you guys will see that.
Yeah, see the great difference. Hey, can you get over your earbuds real quick? Because the feedback is killing me. I can't do it. These things are loud, bro. So it's like when the feedback, it kills me.
Yeah, it could be the earphones.
They're brand new.
She's not on right now, and it's a little bit.
But you're still hearing the volume from her phone.
Oh yeah.
Is that okay? Is that better?
Yeah, That's a lot better.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No, yeah, sorry about that. It's probably like ricocheting in like I'm in such a small little studio, so sorry
That's
about that.
okay.
We're back now. We're
John,
good.
Jonathan Cole says, thanks for sharing tonight, Jamie. And then, oh man, my brother, the one I love the most, Tommy Turner says, happy Thanksgiving, guys, and best of luck next month, champ. Love you, bro. What
Thank
would
you,
you like to say to
Tommy.
Tommy? Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
thank you, Tommy. Have Thanksgiving, y'all. Eat for me, please.
Happy
you know,
Thanksgiving, Tommy.
but that's what's cool about these shows, though, is I love that all the BYB fighters come and support each other. Steve's been doing them with me and helping me,
Yeah.
but it's cool like that. I know my man just interviewed you yesterday, but Steve, I know you got some new thoughts, brother.
Yeah, I want to know, outside of boxing and BYB, what do you do for fun in South Florida?
Go to the beach. Just be a beach bum. Total bum when I'm here. Because when I come to Florida, it's just fight mode. So I don't really do anything besides train, sleep, eat, recover. But after my fight, I'll definitely be eating some good food and just relaxing at the beach. I like to do hot yoga. And usually when I'm back home, I just like to hang with my family and my friends and just keep it low key.
Yeah,
I don't do
what's the hot yoga like?
Love it. One of my best friends, Bree, she is a yoga teacher back home, and I mean, I like it. It's very relaxing. It's tough. It makes you sit in positions that are not totally normal and are hard, but it gives a nice good sweat, because you're sitting in a heated room, and I enjoy it personally. It's a little like a lighter form of torture.
You like elevator music or upbeat music?
Uh, it depends on the class. I've had some instructors that have had some like upbeat bump cha-punch
Yeah.
music. I'm not a total fan of that. I'd rather it be a little bit more relaxing, which is usually the music that they put on, like the good 432 frequency hertz, all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Hmm.
I have a quick question. Between, with Randine Ekholm and Adriana Vukovic, I mean, those were two of your shortest fights in the history of your career. What was it about those two opponents that gave you that, it sounds kind of canny and cheesy, the drive to know that you had the ability to beat them? I mean, because you destroyed both of those opponents.
Going into the Randine fight, it was a little different in the sense she was a last minute replacement, I think like a week or so out. So, and I didn't really know what she was like. So I kind of just knew I needed to put my foot on the gas. And I was just so eager to get in there. I had such a long layoff before that fight, with MMA and COVID and all that stuff and some, health stuff. So that was the first fight. I was just so excited. I just pulled the trigger and came out the gate really hot. So that wasn't like, I wasn't fully confident that I could take her out because I wasn't 100% sure. But the first time that like she took a knee, I was like, oh, okay. I understood it immediately. And I just watched her body language and she crumbled. And with Adriana, I just already knew she had an MMA background. I knew she would be good in the clinch. So I kind of already had an idea of how she was going to be in the fight. But again, I don't know. She could have came out swinging and banging, but she didn't. She was a little bit more reserved. And I knew I could just jump on her. And I knew I was already the bigger opponent. She was coming in, walking in at our weight. I cut to make our weight. So I'm bigger, stronger, faster. And I already had been in there a few times. So I kind of knew I just had all the right advantages to capitalize on her. So it was kind of pretty easy to take her out.
One thing I just realized too, the last time you did have an opportunity for the title, it was the BYB belt. Now we have the Police Gazette Triple Diamond belt. I mean, one of the oldest belts in the history of bare knuckle and of the sport, actually.
Yeah.
How much more relevance did that add to this fight, knowing that if you win, you not only will you be holding history in your hands, but I think you'll be the first cruiserweight women's world champion that has the Police Gazette Diamond belt.
I just got chills. Yes, I will be the first woman in history to have this belt. It's amazing. It's really, I mean, it's an accomplishment that I didn't even know was on the table. And it's an accomplishment that I'm excited and I'm just going to give it everything I have and strive to attain it. I mean, there's really nothing else. It's just awesome to know that I get to say that that I fought my booty off for this belt. So it's really awesome to know that and be a part of history like this.
Yeah, because you got to kind of pay some relevance to BYB and the staff, because this year what they really did was they brought a lot of people up for the first time. We fought for the Bridgerweight title for the first time this year. Other people came up and won the Police Gazette World Time and Belts for the first time. So it's good to see a promotion that, even though we have the world's largest roster, they're still utilizing the core roster from the beginning. And that was one of the issues that I had with the other promotion, but it doesn't happen here. Jamie, you said it yourself that this is probably one of the best promotions that you've worked for, but when you sit back and you really think about it, when you got that phone call, how much was that core belief system brought out? Because I know when you hung that phone up and they offered you the title shot, what was the initial thought? What initially went through your head? Because this isn't no little chump belt. This is for it all.
Honestly, my brain went silent at first. I was so shocked by the phone call, and it caught me kind of off guard. Anytime I see Mel's name pop up on my phone, I immediately think this bitch is pulling out. Here we go. Like, here, I'm already getting the phone call. She's running. And so I was so nervous to answer it, I ignored it, actually. And I was with my brother. My brother and my sister-in-law and the baby had come to Florida, to Orlando, and I had drove up there for the day to go see them. And I ignored the phone call. I was like, I'm with my family. He texts me, he goes, call me. I was like, oh, no. So I call him, and then that's when he said, hey, you're going to be fighting for the title, ... And I just was like, I just floored. And it was just such a beautiful moment because I got to share that that immediate excitement with my brother and my sister-in-law and my baby nephew. So it was really, and they live out in Chicago, Illinois, so I don't get to see them all the time. So that was actually really, oh, I'm gonna cry. That really made me happy to be with them when I got that news. Like, I'm usually always just by myself, like in the gym or something. So to be with actually like my close family when I got that news was really awesome. And their excitement just made me more excited. But yeah.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial because we're going to be short with Jamie tonight. When we come back, we're going to let Steve rock it out. We'll be right back.
BYB Bare Knuckle returns home to South Florida for another monster card on December 6th. For BYB 34, Brawl in the Pines 4. BYB heavyweight champion Gustavo Trujillo looks to make it 7-0 when he faces off against the reigning BKB heavyweight champion Richie Leak in a BYB Police Gazette Diamond Belt unification match. Cub Hawkins defends his BYB Cruiserweight Police Gazette belt when he faces off against #1 contender Zion Tomlinson. Jaime Driver and Sonja Dreiling look to finally settle the score, while local stars Robert Durant Jr., Jean-Pierre Ramirez, Jared Grant looks to shine, and the monster Unieski Gonzalez makes his bare knuckle debut. Visit BYBExtreme.com for tickets and information.
It's coming up.
I know. I love that commercial, though. Jamie, how does it feel to know that you're at the top of this card? They're pushing it worldwide. Now is the time for the world to realize who the Red Queen is. What would you like to say to the world about the path that you've created?
It wasn't easy. It definitely, I have been training since I was 19, 20. First amateur fight at 21, turned pro at 26, 25, 26, and I'm 34 now. Okay. I've come, this is the second bare knuckle title I've gone for. I've gone for previous MMA titles and other achievements, and I've always tend to either come up short or, what have you. So this is a long, long road of great, good, bad, evil, a lot of injuries, a lot, but it's been the best journey and process I've ever been a part of in my life. And I'm just excited. A lot of people are going to be introduced to me right away, not knowing a lick about me. But I hope to be able to open up more about my story and my life and how I've gotten to be where I am today. But yeah, I'm ready to take the world by storm, and everybody's going to know who the Red Queen is very, very soon.
That's so dope. I'm gonna tell you, like I told Jalen Turner, you know, a great brother of mine who I knew before he even got into the UFC. You know, he got right down to number 8 in the world, and he ended up having to fight the number 2 fighter in the world because his opponent pulled out a day and a half before his fight, and he took the number 2 fighter to a decision. And Jalen was all upset, and I said, "Bro, you didn't lose." He said, "What do you mean I didn't lose?" I said, "You didn't lose, bro." He said, "You weren't supposed to fight him." I said, "This was your first fight in the top 10, and then they put you against the second best fighter in the world, and you took him to a decision, which I think you won." I said, "So you can look at it however you want, brother, but you won that day." And see, that's one thing I want to tell you, because I know a lot of people believe in themselves, but they don't believe in themselves like they should. I've seen what you're capable of. You know, I know just go out and do what you did 2 years ago. You know, go out and show the world that you deserve to be the world champion, because this is going to be your trilogy fight with her. You know, this is going to be the last opportunity that you get to show the world who Jaime Driver is. Steve, what would you add to that, brother?
Yeah, I would like to ask Jaime a question about her techniques for her instead of boxing, but bare knuckle. Like, what do you go through to train your knuckles to be punching someone in the face with bare knuckles without boxing? Are there any special?
Honestly, me personally, I don't really do too many fancy things. I start camp out with heavier gloves. I always spar with 14s or 16s, and hit the bag with them. But then as camp goes on, I go to smaller gloves, 8 ounces. I keep gloves on now more in camp just to protect my hands. I've broken my hands 3 times out of 4 of my fights. So yeah, I've had 2 hand surgeries. So like I'm more protective of my hands now. But I don't, in my head, it's like, I know how to fight. So I'm not really too worried about, knuckle conditioning. I mean, in my head, the best knuckle conditioning you could get is really, I mean, I'll hit the bag with no gloves on, just kind of place the shots, but you got to be careful. You know what I mean? You got so many tiny bones in your hands and stuff like that. And I mean, I do like to rip the bag. So I'm a little bit more careful about what I do these days. So, but I mean, other than that, besides, hitting mitts with no gloves on or hitting the heavy bag with no gloves, that's about it. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
It's incredible, Steve. You know, see, it's different for us because we've both been around. I've been around since underground, so I'm old, but Steve has been around since the conception of BYB. I've been around a little bit after that. Steve, did you ever imagine that you would see women and fighters like Jaime Driver getting the opportunity this quick?
I want to see more. I do too. I want to see like a whole card of women. Like,
yeah,
they
a whole women's card would be dope.
They bring it.
Kiss.
It's like every woman's fight that we see is just like they come to fight, and I love it. I love it.
Hey, Mike Vasquez, Mel Valenzuela, we want to see a full woman's card. That would be dope. That would be dope, bro.
That really would.
Yeah.
Well,
let me become. I'm going to become a multi-weight champion, and then when I retire, I can help them build the female roster and all that good stuff. And
which
I can get
is
a whole
hard.
Female card.
Which is hard to do because there's not a lot. It's not a big playing field of women that want to
do this. It's not for everybody, and women are definitely more apprehensive than men for sure to come over and do it. And I get it. It's just like anything in MMA. It's just going to take time to build, and then it just blows up, and everybody's a part of it. Everybody is starting to they're starting to get on the train now already. So, more eyes, and I think in due time there'll be more women. Just got to find the women that just aren't scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to be the role model. So that's what I got to go do and show them that they can do it. Don't be scared. It's fun.
Be the queen of bare knuckle. What else do you ask for? Hey, Andrew Drew Grigg says, "Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. See you in a couple weeks, Don." He's referring to my Hall of Fame. We'll see you at the Hall of Fame. But one of your friends, I believe, or somebody from YouTube, Jen Randazzo, says,
Jen.
"Coming for your head, Sonja." And the first,
Woo, woo, woo. Yeah,
what
we
would
are,
you like
Jen.
to
Randazzo.
That's my people right there. She knows what's up.
And Ward says, "Greatest belt known to man. I will be back." My brother Jonathan says, "That's awesome. I hope you achieve the Police Gazette strap." And then one of the greatest referees in the history of boxing, MMA, and bare knuckle, Mr. Stephen Blea, who did Erwin Tenori in Denver. He says, "Good interview. I can't wait to see who takes home that beautiful belt." You know,
you're looking at her. You're looking right at her, brother. Look no further. She's right there.
Steven, you need to ref one of her fights. That would be dope. You know,
That'd be
dope.
cool. Yeah, I was about to say he's never refed one of mine.
My brother from Canada, the other Western Canada, he says, "Sharing moments with family is big. Memories for the bank. They're awesome. Life story, Jamie." And he says, "Gee, salute."
Thank
And
you,
then
Gordy.
Sammy Morris says, "Good luck, Jamie, XX."
Thank you,
And I
Sammy.
believe, isn't that the cut woman from the UK?
Is that her? Oh,
Yeah.
I love her. She's so sweet. She's awesome.
I love the UK. You know, it's like all those people are good. Steve, wrap it up, buddy.
Yeah. What drew you to be a boxer and then come into wanting to fight bare knuckle?
So I always had a love for boxing. I remember when I was probably about 8 or 9 years old, and I was in my parents' room, and they had Layla Ali's boxing fight on the TV, and I was like, "That's it! Like that's what I want to do." And my dad was like, "There's no way! Like you're my only daughter, not happening." Da da da. Okay, whatever. Well, 11 years later, I found myself in an MMA gym, and I went, worked through that. I was always fighting in the streets, so it kind of overlapped. It worked out very well for me. Um, but I loved to fight. I just love to fight. I like to fight people. If I could fight people all day, I would have a blast. But you can't do that. That's not legal. So I do it for sport. But yeah, I kind of fought my way through MMA and dabbled in other sports, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Sambo, did tons of jiu-jitsu tournaments. But it's like I loved it. I love to compete, but I just didn't find that home, right? And then I started doing a little bit more, just doing more boxing. My boxing, when I moved to Florida and working with Coach Mo, he was like, your boxing could be sharper. And then it was working with him is when I really found my love for boxing back again. And then I was pulled medically from a fight, and I was suspended for a year. That's when COVID hit, right after, a month after I was suspended. So for a year, I fought to get back to be unsuspended. And then COVID was just lifting their bans. Now, I will say BKFC reached out to me first and wasted my time, per usual, I hear, and wasted my time, whatever. So ended up never fighting for them. And then I forget who reached out to me initially from BYB, but they had said, hey, would you be interested in taking a one-off fight? See, and it was just one of those things. I was having a hard time getting an MMA fight, with the COVID restrictions and everything still. And I just said, hey, like, I wanted to do it for BKFC. I mean, they can't find me a fight, and BYB says they can. So here we are. And it was just one of the things. And it was, of course, the first girl I was signed to fight, she ended up pulling out. And that's, I'm so grateful for her. Randine filled in. And so I got to at least still have my first taste of bare knuckle. And it's all she wrote from there. I never turned back. And I never, everyone asked me, are you going to do MMA again? You should go back. At first I was like, yeah, I'll go back and forth. I'm good. I'm home. I love where I'm at home. There's no reason to leave. I don't want to wrestle anymore. My back hurts. I want to box. I love boxing, and bare knuckle has opened up so many, way more opportunities than I had in MMA already. So here I am. I'm here to stay.
Jamie, if you had to put it into a sentence, the appreciation, the respect, and the loyalty for BYB, what would that statement say? Because BYB has been one of the truest, most loyal promotions I've ever worked for in 41 years. What is it like for someone like you? Because when I came up this sport, ripped people off, shit on people, did a lot, not bare knuckle, but the whole sport in general. But now you got an opportunity to work for a promotion in a genre that you really love. But this genre truly loves taking care of their fighters. They truly believe in each and every one of you. So what would you like to say to them for the opportunity that you're giving you? And what would you like to say to them for how they've treated you? Because they treat every one of you fighters better than any other promotion I've ever seen in my whole life. I mean, I can't find anything bad to say about BYB. So what would you like to share with the world about your thoughts on BYB?
You know, there's two words I can say to BYB, and it's not enough, but thank you. Thank you for giving me a platform to be myself. It's in a world where you're always told who to be, you know, and for years I was always trying to shed that. So thank you for allowing me to fully step into the skin and be who I'm meant to be. So thank you for that. And thank you for giving us women a platform to keep showing the world we can fight and we can do that shit. We're meant for it. Grateful, it just doesn't even amount to how I really feel, but I'm just so grateful that BYB has trusted me in helping build the divisions and trusted in me and respects me, not only as an athlete, but as a female athlete. It's very hard to find that in a lot of these companies, especially as a female. A lot of people are a little crusty, to say the least. And I've never had an issue with BYB ever. I mean, not just money. I've never had an issue with the people. I mean, I've been able to actually, BYB is family at this point to me. And, you know, they're loyal to me. I'm loyal to them. There's no reason for me to ever look elsewhere and vice versa. I'm rocking with them. They rocking with me. And I love it.
I feel the same way. You know, Steve's been with them longer than me, but man, there will never be another BYB, and most definitely never be another Mike Vasquez.
No. I mean,
that's the
I
only
know.
man.
I know if I am in trouble. I know if I need help or if I need something. I know I can call anybody within BYB, and somebody is actually going to help me because they actually give a shit about me. And that's wonderful, because these other promotions, they don't give a shit.
No.
Oh, you know, they don't give a shit at all. So it's really awesome to know that I'm a part of. It's not just a fight promotion. I'm a part of another family, and it's really cool.
Like Mike said, he's not building something shiny. I can't even speak because I'm so swollen from the paralysis and the disc being messed up. But Mike, when he came on with Greg Bloom, said that he was building a glass house, not something shiny to sell. You know, and that really that touched my heart, because he said from 60 years from now, 50, 60 years from now, he wants it to be there for other fighters, people in his family. He's not here just to make money off the sport. And I can't even see that he's made any money. I don't know, because I don't know the finances, but I know that this man has dedicated his whole life to giving you guys a better life. And I love what he's done for BYB. I love him as my brother. I don't have anything bad to say about Mike, and I don't think I'll never find another Mike on my walk. I really don't. You know, but with that being said, I want to kind of flip to 360 because we're running out of time here. It's way offs. I'm Sonja Dreiling. You're standing in front of me. What goes through your head? What does Jaime Driver do?
Yeah, I mean, you guys always see me. I show up to the weigh-ins and I'm gonna eye you down. I'm gonna look into your soul, see what I'm gonna take, which is yours, and that's about it. I have nothing to say to Sonja besides with my hammers. So,
any predictions?
I predict that everybody needs to tune in December 6th at 7:30 and watch the show.
Well, why don't you tell us how?
But I do predict I'm gonna whoop her motherfucking ass. I'm gonna beat her ass.
That's what I love. That's what I love. You know, you gotta have competition in the sport. You gotta. Ooh.
Yeah.
But I love what you said to begin with. Jamie, it's always a pleasure to have you on. I know our schedules are screwed up and but we always make it work. Oh my
You
God.
do. And I
Hey,
love you for it.
we got my brother, my mentor.
We roll it.
Bird, we rolling. Oh, my man, Bird, I love you. Yes.
I
Oh,
love it. He says, Jamie, my girl, for real.
I love you,
And
Bird.
you go,
I love
girl.
you.
I love you, Bert. Hey, thank you for coming on last week and get with me on that book, bro.
Word of
See,
Bird.
oh yeah. Well, Bert's my mentor. Most people don't know this. Bert's been in my life forever. Bert's my mentor. I
No
wouldn't be
way.
what I am. Yeah, I wouldn't be what I am today if it wasn't for Mr. Bert Watts. You
That's,
know,
that's awesome. I love that. I didn't know that.
yeah. Steve knows that. Look, he said, okay. Hey, you up past your bedtime, old man. Go to bed. I love you, Bert. Steve, wrap it up, buddy, because I already kept her 6 minutes longer than I'm supposed to.
You didn't. You did it perfectly.
Yeah.
This is
Don't
perfect.
don't
I
don't
love it.
blink. Don't blink. December 6th,
Yeah.
the Dodge Center. Watch Jamie. As she puts it, whoop that ass.
I'm gonna whoop that trick. I'm gonna whoop her all over that Trigon.
Hey, if you do it like you did your last fight in the corner, woo,
She ain't making that alive.
uh, well, we're going to nickname you and rebrand you Dolomite. Not the Red Queen, but Dolomite. I'm going to whoop that ass.
I'm gonna whoop that ass.
You better shut your mouth. Oh, I'm dying. You made me laugh and that hurt. That's so
Oh, I'm
cool.
sorry. Okay, no more
No,
laughing.
you're good. No, that's a good thing. You know what? Hey, it's better to laugh. Like I tell everybody. Everybody asks me why do I do these shows? Well, because I could lay in bed and hurt, or I could sit up here and forget about it for whatever time we do the show. And I would rather share your story than cry about mine. And especially this opportunity for you is tremendous. I'm so proud of you. Go out there and show the world
Thank
that
you.
you truly deserve this, man. Well, I've been with you for a minute, and it's like to see what you've accomplished and came up on. Girl, don't blow this moment. I know you won't. I know you
No,
got this in you. This is your Christmas gift,
it
you
is.
know. So with that being
This is
said,
my early Christmas gift to myself.
amen. And like Ward Lavelle says, laughter is the best kind of love and healing. And
Yes,
it
it
is,
is.
but
It is.
still want to see that ass get whooped.
I'm
Brother
still gonna
Steve,
beat that ass, and I'm gonna laugh on it. I'm gonna beat that ass and laugh for you, Don.
I love that. See, it's great that because see, this part of it is contracted, so I can laugh all I want. I can say what I want. Other shows can't. They have to ride the line. I try to, but we do have our favorite fighters, and I can't help that I respect what you do in the Trigon. And it's like I have very few people that I look up to this sport or respect in this sport, and you happen to be one of them. So with that being said, like I said, go whoop that ass.
Thank
Brother
you.
Steve, take us home, big dog.
Yeah. So Don, I wanted to just tell everybody just a little bit about this show.
Yeah.
Or do you want to say goodbye to Jamie?
It's up to Jamie. You want to stay, Jamie, or you want to dip?
I mean, what y'all gonna talk about?
We're gonna talk about the show, the lineup.
Oh, you going through all the fights?
Yeah, well, few.
Let me skedaddle.
Okay.
All right. Before we do, hey, give her props, bro. Let her show her love on the way out, bro.
Jamie, give shout outs to all that you would like.
Well, first and foremost, shout out to both you, Steve, and Don for having me on and so graciously moving your lives around for me and making it work. I'm very, very grateful. I'm grateful that I get to talk to you guys all the time and see you guys are such a positive light and you make me so happy. So thank you for bringing me on and talking to me. I'm so grateful. And obviously I'm just really excited for next Friday, just a week and a half away, very short time. I'm ready. I'm sharp. I'm focused. Gordy, December 6th, we whooping that ass. I'm gonna whoop that ass all over the Trigon, and it's gonna be a really great moment. You guys are all you don't know it, but you're talking to the first female welterweight world champion BYB has ever had, and I can't wait. Thank you,
So
God.
dope.
Thank you to my family, friends, and fans. I love y'all so much. It's all not possible without you. My coach, Derek Santos, and my whole team at DS Boxing and VSA. Yes, heart. Love it. I love everybody, all my support back home, my support in Florida, my sponsors. It's all not possible without every single one of you. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of the team. And thank you for showing love from all over the country and the world. And I can't wait to do y'all proud.
You're already doing us proud. You have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Give your family a hug
Thank
for us.
you.
And remember, don't knock out or choke out that one uncle that come over your house acting stupid.
Well, you get what you get, you know. Nah.
Show the world, champ. Show the world.
Yep,
I
you
appreciate
got
you.
it.
All
Have a
right.
good
Thank you, guys. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Jamie.
And I tell you what, bro. She straight up said, whooping that ass.
Whooping that ass. It's it's a big opportunity for her.
Yeah. It really is, for actually both of them, and
both of them, yeah, for both of them. Sonja, it's a big opportunity for her to fight for a belt as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can't, even like I said, I have my favorites. I very seldom do what I did on tonight's show, but I do have my favorite fighters. And, people can hate me for my thoughts, but you know what? I'm allowed to have a thought too. And that's what's crazy about this world is everybody thinks that you're not allowed to thought anymore. But I want to talk about the rest of this card because I think it's time that people understand what BYB is. I can't even talk. BYB is bringing, because this card is just stacked, bro.
Yeah. So Gustavo, do you think this is his biggest challenge to date? Because Richie Lee can fight.
I actually got Richie Leak on the win on this one.
He could fight. Yeah,
Richie Leak's he's been a badass for quite some time. I'm friends with Richie Leak. I've watched his fights. I know his career. When they matched this fight, I think they probably matched one of the most badass fights on the card. Richie Leak has no back. Gustavo has no backup in him. What you got is two giants, two enormous men that are going to stand there and not back up. Gustavo, the only flaw that I see in his game is he likes to spear because he's so tall that he has to measure his opponent. But like Ward Lavelle Kendall says, Richie is a monster. And see, what I think is going to happen, Gustavo is going to put his hand out there to gauge the distance, and Leak's going to duck under or duck to the right and expose his jaw. One thing I liked about the European style of bare knuckle fighting is that these guys don't quit. They didn't really utilize the dirty clinch. They don't understand the dirty clinch. So they just went in there and did a boxing match without gloves is what they really have been doing. So these guys, man, they're brutal. And so when you ask me about that fight, Gustavo's going to have to be on point. He's going to have to be dancing, not walking. He's going to have to be, bouncing on his feet. He's going to have to stay out of the corners, and he's going to have to stop sparing and measuring his distance, because the minute that he tries to get his distance out there, Leak's going to be all over him. Leak's not a slow fighter. He can fight low. He can fight high. He's just man, I'm so stoked about this card, bro.
Yeah, and the under overs first round. I mean,
yeah,
it's Gustavo has 7 first round knockouts.
Yeah, but
all of his fights first round.
Yeah, but has he really faced the opposition or the skill set of Richie Leak? No.
He's fought good fighters,
but not the caliber of Leak, bro.
Okay. That's why that makes this such a interesting fight.
This is going to be a banger, bro. I'll have to take Leak on this one. I really think unless Gustavo can catch him with an overhand right or an uppercut, he's going to have to play the distance game different than he has in any other fight because he's not going to be able to keep the distance from Leak. Leak's just going to come in. He'll eat punches just to give a punch. So this fight's probably going to be one of the most exciting fights on the male version of the side of the card of the night. I'm stoked about that one.
And when you're taking him, how are you taking him? Distance?
Nah, I say Leak within 3.
Knockout.
Yes, sir.
And then we go to the co-main, Cub Hawkins versus Tomlinson. How do you see that fight going?
That fight's going to be a barn burner, bro. I'm a huge Cub Hawkins fan, but Zion has come out and has created a path of destruction. I mean, I don't even want to add the Uli Diaz fight because it really wasn't a fight. But if you look at the outings before that, each time he's making a step up, he's getting better and better and better. And I had the young man on my show the other day, and I'll tell you what, there's a mindset that has changed in him since he's been on this winning streak.
Yeah.
So this fight, I think, is going to go to a split decision or unanimous decision because I don't see either one of these fighters backing up. You got Cub Hawkins, who lost his other belt, and he's hard on himself. He's his harshest critic, but he's coming back up to in weight to fight and keep this title. So I don't see him giving it up easy. I don't think he's going to give it up. I think, like I said, I'm like Burt Watson. Don't let it go to the judges, but this fight's going to go to the judges.
Right. Yeah, Cub can last. Basically take whatever Zion can give him, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a banger too, bro. This card's a shit.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great fight. That's gonna be a great fight. And Cub wants to prove a little something that
Well, he has to regain that loss that he took at a less weight. This is a weight that Cub Hawkins doesn't really like fighting at, but he proved himself tremendous against Jet. So the way I feel about it, I mean, nobody better slip in this fight. Both of these are very dangerous men. Both of these men are very talented. And I'll tell you, Cub Hawkins has the corner. He has AJ Easley in his corner. So who knows what they've been working on? But I expect this fight right here, man. This fight's good. Oh, I don't know this. I'm pissed that I got to be at my Hall of Fame instead of this fight, bro.
And then we go down the card a little bit more. That fight's going to be a banger. Jared Grant versus Oxidine. The Preacher Man. It's going to be a big fight as well.
Yeah, see, see, this is a hard one for me to call. You're gonna put me on the spot because I love both of them.
Yeah.
But man,
Pick him.
Preacher Man.
Preacher Man. So I've been watching Jared in that boxing amateurs. So we've been following him in Florida. He's a Florida fighter, so we've been watching him for quite some time. And I've been following his whole career. So
he could fight. He could fight. That's why I was kind of hesitant to say what I wanted to say because it's like both of them can.
Yeah, Oxidine has had a lot of great fights as well. And then we go to Yuneski Gonzalez, the boxer turned bare knuckle against Edwanski.
Man, you already know who won that fight. Yeah. Gonzalez, bro.
Well, I mean, Yuneski can box, man. I've seen him a bunch of times boxing also. He can fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight that man. You couldn't pay me enough to fight that man. That man just looks like he'll whoop your ass.
Yeah, he does. He does. And then Rob Duran Jr. is fighting again against Palomino. What do you know about Palomino? Which
Palomino? Rich?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's going to be a good fight. Duran has to do some work. He has to get deep in his heart and deep in his mind because he's coming off of a loss.
Yeah.
And whenever you get taught a lesson, fighters won't admit it, but I've been in the sport long enough. It takes more of you than a lot of people want to, own up to. So there's two things that are going to happen here. He's going to have to be right on track in his head, which I don't know. I mean, that only he will know that where he's at. But as far as ability and coming back in there, not being gun shy, because I mean, he got throttled last time.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm actually going to take his opponent. I think Duran's going to lose by decision. I think it's going to go to the scorecards. I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. But I mean, the only way Duran can pull us around is if he just throws it all out there, just gives every bit of him that he has. That's the only way I could see it continue. Him getting the win and continuing his career. I mean, a lot of fighters don't realize. I mean, a lot of the fans don't realize when fighters come off a loss, there's that hesitancy. And see, it's like, I mean, Duran's only fought a handful of times in bare knuckle, so I wonder what his heart and his mind is telling himself, because you find yourself at the short end of the stick, but you want to be a world champion. So now you have to get yourself back there. And it's like, what does he put himself to get there? Yeah, you look at who his father is, he can give you great advice, but he can't step into the trigon for you. So I see him looking at his family to get his head and his heart back into his coaches and everything. But man, only the fight's going to tell us what we're going to get, considering he came off a loss.
Yeah. Speaking of his father, who do you think would be a good bare knuckle fighter from one of the old fighters?
We actually had him on the other night, Kelly Pavlik.
Pavlik, yeah.
I mean, you've seen what he did to Jermaine Taylor, bro. Can you imagine if you take the gloves off on that man?
Yeah, wow. That'd be a great fight. I actually shot photography with his sister, Dalia Duran. She's a photographer, and
yeah, she's on my page.
Yeah, I shot next to her once at a couple of events. She's
I believe she's in the International Women's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she's in a couple. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like Don King's daughter's going into the Hall of Fame with me on the 6th. So it's going to be crazy because see, this is what people don't understand about my career. It's across 4 different genres. So this Hall of Fame, we'll get back to the fights in a second, Steve, but this Hall of Fame is a hybrid, so it's an all combative sport. So, I mean, you got a plethora of people, but my God, the legends that they got coming from boxing, it almost makes my National Boxing Hall of Fame look kind of skinny. And I'm just going, man, I don't know what to do, but I wanted to be at this fight so bad, bro. I really did, but Mike wouldn't let me anyway. Mike doesn't even want me to go to my Hall of Fame. See, I'm going to explain something about Mike Vasquez to a lot of people, because I know we come on here and we talk about how great he is and this and that, but Mike is real. And if you're a brother of his like I am, he's really real. And he doesn't hold no punch. He just said, why in the F didn't you get your surgery done the day before Thanksgiving? Well, I want to spend Thanksgiving with my family. And to be completely honest, I don't trust this son of a bitchin' surgeon. My insurance knows they're trying to find me another doctor. All the major hospitals, St. Luke's KU, Barnes Jewish, all the clinics won't see me, bro, because they have to wait a year from the last time I was operated on. So I got about another 6.5 months. So either I let this guy touch me on December 28th, or I suffered the next 6.5 months. I think I'm gonna wait it out, and hopefully my insurance can find something. Oh man, I don't mean to drop in the middle of it. My brother Matt Jason, he says, "Hey Don, hey Steven."
What's up, Matt?
This dude is one of the coolest dudes I've ever met, brother. So, hey Matt, send Steven a friend request. That dude right there is one of the most dopest dudes I really know, man. He really is. Gordy Simpson says Boom Boom Mancini would have been a good bare knuckle.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine Mike Tyson as a bare knuckle fighter?
Oh man.
That would
he wouldn't stop. Like the ref comes in there and breaks him up. He just would keep going. I want to hit him more. Yeah.
man.
Boom Boom Mancini, that would I can think of a lot of old time school fighters that just really liked to freaking fight.
Yeah.
Like the brawl of it, like the brawlers, the brawl boxers, not the technicians, the actual down to the knit and grit boxing brawlers. You know, they would do really good in this sport.
Oh yeah, I just threw Mike out there because that'd just be insane. But you know what? If the money was right, I'd take it. I really would, bro. I'd take it if the money was right. Hey, it's only gonna hurt for a couple months. I mean, I can get new fucking teeth, bro.
You can get new teeth, huh?
Yeah.
Speaking of teeth, didn't Rob Duran lose a tooth last fight?
Yeah, he got his tooth knocked out the last fight. I love it. Hey, he says Arturo Gotti. I was inducted with Arturo Gotti back at the National Boxing Hall of Fame. Him and Mickey Ward. Either one of them would be great in bare knuckle. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, that's that there's a lot of real fighters, and that's basically, Don, the premise of this sport. When Dada was doing these scheduled fights in his backyard, it just like the toughest man survived, and he had, White Boy fighting, Rene Rodriguez, Rene White Boy, fighting in his backyard, and Kimbo Slice. It was.
Well, I was there. You forget.
Yeah.
I come from the underground. That's what a lot of people don't understand about my career. And even the friends that I've had for the last 15, 20 years don't even understand all of my career. Well, for the first part, this is a lot of you, since I've been on Facebook or social media since 2007, that's pretty much the back half of my career. I mean, December 12th will be my 41st year in this industry. That's the back half of my career. So a lot of people really didn't know about the boxing because social media wasn't around when I did boxing or Muay Thai or, I do a lot of jiu-jitsu, but I just don't post a lot of that. It's crazy where I'm at, but I want to thank the sport. I want to thank you, because if it wasn't for people like you and BYB and the people on this show, I never would have had a career, bro. I came into this sport to give, like my grandfather taught me. And that's why I love doing these shows and love having fighters on. I mean, it was a blast the other night. And I love having you on because it's like, I'm not in the best shape. I'm not in the best health. But you know what? If I can get up and do this, then each day will get better for me. And that's what I'm pushing for. I know it's not going to be an easy cakewalk because I have to go through another surgery to get back to normal. But, man, they keep building fight cards like this. They're going to give me a heart attack before I even get better, bro. This one is just insane. I mean, I think isn't there another chick fight on the card too?
Yeah, Castillo versus Cannon.
Castillo on that. Even though Cannon will come out blazing, but I'll go Cannon in two. Or Castillo, I mean. Because Cannon, she's coming off a loss on her last fight. Yeah. See, this is what's good about these matchups that they're doing right now, is they make or break you. And this is you got to prove yourself, because you, just like in Jamie's fight, this is a trilogy. You got to step it up. The one and only, the preacher man, Mr. Josh Foxadine, says, God bless you guys. God bless you, brother. To you and your family, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, Josh.
And Steve picked you to lose, bro.
I'm
joking with you, man. I'm joking with you.
What's great about those 125 guys, Don, is that when you see them up close, you're like, oh, okay, he's only 125.
Till they hit you.
Oh boy, yeah, no, Josh is going to be a good fight, and I never do predictions actually. So
I usually don't, but it's like you put me in that corner today. But you know what? It's a good thing that I do this every once in a while. I mean, it doesn't take away from my brotherhood or the love that I have for the fighters, but I mean, it's great. I think that people see a different thought process instead of me always riding the rail.
yeah, no, we could just call it the prediction show.
Yeah, but see right here, because I have about a 98% pick ratio. So,
What do you got in
and
football this weekend?
I don't bite, and I don't bet on fights. So, do what you got to do. What did you say, bro?
No, I'm just thinking about football weekend bets. They
I
picked
don't
up
bet on that crap either.
they picked up Daniel Jones from the Giants. The Vikings did.
Man, I'm a Steelers fan, bro. I don't want to hear about the Finns. I don't want to hear about your Vikings, man. It's Iron Curtain, baby.
Yeah, so let's wrap it up, Don. So tune in.
Well, I want to ask you a question though, real quick.
Oh boy.
He put me on the spot. No, I just want to get your thoughts. Where, because we talked about this, and Jamie brought it up on the show, and I think it's a very relevant point, and I want to throw it out here. He said Steve sounds like John Lovitz. And then my brother in Michigan says the Detroit Lions all the way. Oh, bruh, come on. You were my brother. But I don't know, man. I want people to understand what all that you do. Steve is a merchandising company, does just about everything under the sun. He's a photographer. He also does his own podcast. He does everything. What was it that inspired Stephen Rothman to take that step, that walk with BYB?
It was Dada. I met Dada at a show, and he had a dream, Don. He was telling me about his dream that he, does fights in his backyard, and you gotta come down to Miami and check it out. And I was like, I'm not going to someone's backyard and watching people fight. I mean, it sounds, too gangster for me, to go do that, unless I was with like 10 of my friends to go watch. But he was just telling me, we're going to get it done when we have a show here in Miami. I want you to come. And we were talking about it for a while. And then I would see him at all the local, boxing events. And he's such a nice guy. He really is. I love Dada.
Yeah.
And, and he got me into it. He was like, you got to come, I'm having my first show and you got to come. And I was like, I'm down. Let me know. And, it really is so much different than boxing.
Well, that's what I was saying when Jamie said that, evolve, the evolution part of it. I've been telling you this forever. We thought this, not you and me, but me and a lot of my colleagues that have been in the industry. We said the UFC was going to be gone by 2028, and we were saying this like back in 2016, 2017. And you could leave if you don't want to believe me, or I'm watching people leave. But bare knuckle really has, I think, jumped to the forefront. Because you look at boxing. You got celebrity boxing that's kind of caused a lot of animosity in the sport. You got other aspects with Jake Paul. The people don't want Jake Paul fighting, but I like that he brings the younger fighters on his cards and gives them opportunities, because there's no other promotion doing that. Rest of the boxing is left to Saudi Arabia. MMA is dwindling. I don't get excited by it anymore unless it's a really good fight. It's the only time you're really going to get me to watch it. I don't watch PFL. I don't watch Bellator. I mean, here and there, I might watch the UFC, but I'll be damn well, I'm not going to miss a bare knuckle fight. And this is what's weird for me because I liked bare knuckle, but I wasn't enthralled into bare knuckle until Tenori Irwin won. And the referee Stephen Blea was on here, and that fight right there, when two grown men go at each other like that, and neither one of them want to give up, especially Irwin, he was not going to give that belt up. I don't care. You could have broke his head off his neck, and that man still would have fought you. So I mean, it put a fire underneath my ass. But as I sat back from that time now, in the 2 years since, the sport is just blowing up.
Yeah.
It's exciting. There's something about bare knuckle that the other genres of the sport just don't give me anymore. And,
Yeah.
and people say, well, you're old. Well, it has nothing to do with me being old. I just like watching great fights that are evenly matched. And now we can even bet in the state of Missouri. Sports betting is legal here now.
Yeah.
But I don't bet on fights because I love the fighters too much. But I'll tell you what, I give it 3 years and bare knuckle will be the number one sport in the United States, if not the world. I truly believe that. I really do. I'm watching it grow exponentially, and it's insane. But when you got real people like Mike Vasquez and Greg Bloom and the BYB family that are just putting everything they got into making this succeed, it's all right there.
Yeah.
I mean, Ward Lavelle Kendall says BYB is the future of combat sports, and he agrees with you on Dada. Dada is a legend. I've known Dada for a long time. Most people don't even know that him and Kimbo Slice were cousins.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but the sport's a lot tighter than you think. It's a lot smaller of a circle than the world thinks. But bare knuckle has reinvigorated me, bro, almost to the point that I even want to break my cameras out and shoot a fight.
Yeah.
That'll probably have to be next year. I mean, I got to get fixed first, but I did promise Mike that I would come shoot one BYB fight.
Hey,
So,
I gotta be there for that one. I'd like to shoot next with you as well.
oh, all day long, bro. You my homie all day long. Well,
So
hopefully I don't embarrass you, bro. But I'm gonna say something before you. But there's just not another person out there like you, bro. Everybody always wants to screw somebody over, do somebody wrong. From the moment I met you in Biloxi, you just been straight real, and I appreciate that, G.
yeah, I agree. We're tight bros, If you too bad you don't live in Florida because we'd be hanging out,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nate, hey, real quick, Nate Wren says, I like BYB so much more than BKFC. It's comparing Coca-Cola in the glass bottle from Mexico to Pepsi.
Oh boy. So the what I like about bare knuckle, watching it, of course, it's just so raw. And the trigon that you watch it in for BYB, it's just different. So you see Bellator, they're in the round circle. You see UFC, they're in the round circle. You see PFL, all of those MMA rings, they're all round, and whether it be the octagon, the circle, or whatever it is, Don, this is just so different. And if you go inside the ring, there's just, like you said, there's nowhere to run. It's either this corner, or this corner.
Well, see, most people don't. Ouch. Most people don't get that, because you look at it and you see a surface, but then you don't realize. Picture yourself in there with another grown human being, and then when you do that, then you're like, oh shit, there's nothing. There's nowhere to run. And then you got the corners that are literally like this. People think they're like this. No, they're literally like this. And I tell you, the first time I saw it and I got into it, I was like, I don't care if I was 18 years old. I wouldn't fight in this damn thing. But then I watched the fights that night, and I love it because every fighter said, if you get caught in a corner, bro, you better just start throwing them because that's the only way you're going to get out. And then to have Mike explain it the way he does, that it was designed to make you fight, designed so you have no place to run.
Right.
I mean, Mike's either a sadist or he truly loves the sport. But I kind of think he's a sadist too, because I mean, you get up in the Trigon, that thing's smallest. I mean,
Yeah.
my kitchen is bigger than the damn Trigon.
Yeah. And
I
the
mean,
noise, you know, that's every punch. That's like the noise you're hearing ringside. It's just
oh
like
yeah,
thud, 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 thud. You know, I love it. I love it. You know, and when you say it's going to be around and the biggest, you know, why not? You know, it's definitely fastest growing new combat sport that I've seen. The slap, I don't see the slap being around, you know, in another 10 years because, you know,
slap sucks.
it's like, okay, here's my face, slap me. There's not a lot of skill to it.
No, they're really not. I mean, that was weird though that well, we had Kelly Pavlik on that we had multiple fighters from Power Slap.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of them. They're a lot of my friends on Facebook. I mean, I'm not going to knock what they do. I think it's tremendous what they do. You know, like Gordy from Canada mentions telephone booth fighting is his style. I just really I'm not hip to all the weird, you know, circus freak aspects of the sport, but I will say it with all certainty that bare knuckle will be the leading sport in the next couple of years. I just feel it. I mean, the way it's growing, the intent, the amount of fans that are coming to shows now. I mean, I think I couldn't even tell you how many all of our shows have been sold out out of the last 10. I think almost all of them. You know, this one's going to sell out. Both of them in the UK were sold out. One of them was sold out 2 weeks before the damn show.
Yeah.
I mean, it just keeps growing. And once that momentum goes, now you got other promotions in bare knuckle coming up. You've got dirty fighting promotions. You've got a lot of stuff growing. So the sport is pushing itself so it doesn't get left behind. And I think this is the proper way to go with bare knuckle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting. Tune in, you know. Yeah. BYB 34.
Most definitely. And Nate Wren says, the slap fighting is so incredibly stupid that it's just pointless brain damage. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I agree with you, you know, but I certainly wouldn't tell Tim Silva he's stupid for, you know, slap fighting. That's a big dude. You know, I'm good friends with him, but I'm not going to get hit by him. I did see a comment on here. I wanted to get it before we dipped out. Oh, Nate Wren says, I look forward to seeing you again soon, Don. You're the Bill Belichick of mentors. What he means by that, I love this kid, and I want everybody to know. I've been working with Nate Wren. He's a photographer and a professional boxer, but I've been working with him for 7 years now. He's already in 2 Hall of Fames. He's getting ready to go into his 3rd Hall of Fame, and he's only 34 years old. So congratulations, Nate, and congratulations on getting married. Man, you're one hell of a kid, and I'm more than honored to mentor you because you had the ability. All I did was just show you not to make the mistakes that I did and how to work a room, but you always had that talent. So keep doing what you do. I'm proud of you, bro. I mean, I've never met anybody that's 34 years old in 3 Hall of Fames. It's uncanny. I mean, but I want people to succeed. I want people to bypass me. But the thing about with him is I didn't put him in. I think I only put him in 1 Hall of Fame. I didn't put him in the other 2. So the kid's earning it on his own, and I just love where everything's going right now. Yeah, I'm hurting, and a lot of people don't understand what's going on in my life, but it'll get better, bro. It really will. I mean, if I do decide to let this idiot operate on me the 28th of next month, I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and play that one out, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm scared. I'm not going to lie. I'll be the first one to admit I'm scared. I mean, I'm having a hard time as it is. I only weigh 118 pounds right now. I'm struggling to eat because all the scar tissue in my throat, all the issues that I got to deal with. But Nate says, I'm watching from Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico right now. The Chavez family, bro. That's where he's with.
That's are you streaming to YouTube as well?
Yeah,
It's Facebook, because all these guys are on Facebook right now.
I'm on YouTube too.
Yeah. all the older guys are on the Facebook, and the younger ones are on the YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I don't care about a number or a follow, man. I just want to have a great time with great fighters and great brothers, and let the other people know what we got going on. If they don't like it, hey, dip to another show. But we're not here to tear down anybody. And most definitely, before I stop, you got to check out the Fighting News, with Mr. Steve Rothman. Great interviewer. At every show, always does a great job, man. I'm so proud of you and your homie doing it, man, killing it. On that note, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm not even gonna get to eat, bro.
I'll eat some turkey for you, Don.
Yeah. I'll probably just eat some cranberries and a little bit of stuffing. Would love to eat, but hey, Matt, have a happy Thanksgiving, my brother. I love you. Give your family a hug for me, and give me a call, bro. I haven't heard from you in a minute, but I do love you, bro.
Yeah. So on that note, follow BYB Extreme at BYB Extreme on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, and make sure you don't blink and tune in to BYB 34 Brawl in the Pines 4 Charles F. Dodge Center, December 6th. That's next week, people.
Yep. Get your tickets at bybtickets.com or go to bybextremefightingseries.com and you can get tickets off their website. And they also show you ways to watch it. So there's no reason why you should miss this fight. With that being said, Steve, hang on. Everybody have a good night. And God bless.
BYB Bare Knuckle returns home to South Florida for another monster card on December 6th. For BYB 34, Brawl in the Pines 4. BYB heavyweight champion Gustavo Trujillo looks to make it 7-0 when he faces off against the reigning BKB heavyweight champion Richie Leak in a BYB Police Gazette Diamond Belt unification match. Cub Hawkins defends his BYB Cruiserweight Police Gazette belt when he faces off against #1 contender Zion Tomlinson. Jaime Driver and Sonja Dreiling look to finally settle the score, while local stars Robert Duran Jr., Jean-Pierre Ramirez, Jared Grant looks to shine, and the monster Unieski Gonzalez makes his bare knuckle debut. Visit BYBExtreme.com for tickets and information.
That's a good trailer. I like that.
I really liked it, bro. I'm sorry about the cutting you off. I didn't mean to.
I was gonna say, as Dada would say, we make the weekends. So it's gonna be a banger. And thank you so much for tuning in. Don, thanks for having me. And relax tomorrow. Watch the Giants against Dallas at 4:30.
I might do that. Well, I'll be honest with you real quick. I freaking hate the holidays, bro. I mean, I grew up without a family, so it's like holidays are different for me. So, I got the family that I got, but it's all, those days just don't, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, bro. But you have a tremendous Thanksgiving with your family, and tell all the fellas and everybody down in, oh man, bro, the Lions, get out of here with that mess, bro. Deuces. Love y'all. Peace. Happy Thanksgiving.